You can't really tell on camera how steep this road is, but it's a lot steeper than what you think it is.
Getting the slow reveal as we come over the hill. Hey, it's Brock here from Rock Hill Farm, and today I'm at Farmer's Daughter Coffee Company. I've driven over 1,000 miles to visit the farmer, but we had to start the morning at his daughter's coffee shop. It's about 6 a.m. by the way. So our mystery farmer renovated this building a couple years ago, and his wife and his daughter run it full time. And they get in here at 4 a.m. to make these pastries by hand, and all the coffee is ground in-house. This coffee shop was almost the highlight of the trip. So I've got the haystack coffee. This is an Americano. Then I've got like oatmeal and peanut butter balls, and then I got these macaroons to take home to my wife. And we've got an energy drink. What's this, a cinnamon roll? Pumpkin roll. We need a taste test.
She good.
Pretty good start to the morning. Had an awesome breakfast at the Farmer's Daughter Coffee Company. Now I need you guys to go in the comment section and try to guess who the farmer is. All right, I hope you've put your guesses in the comments where I'm at. We've got the Blue Ridge Mountains behind me, and we are at Peaks Peak.
Hey guys, I'd say the Dollar General gave us away.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, Lucas has a video about his goat going in the Dollar General over there. So Lucas is a good friend of mine, and I've been wanting to come out here and visit for a long time. But if I'm being honest, I did not drive over 1,000 miles to see his property. I came out here and went even a couple states further on a very specific trip to pick up a brand new piece of equipment. But I'm not going to show you that new piece of equipment today. You'll see it within the next couple videos though. And to be honest, Lucas is going to make a video about my new equipment before I do. So you might check it out at Peaks Peak. So I found Lucas's channel from his million view shop video. And if you haven't seen it, it's a good one. Where, I mean, you built this completely by yourself, right?
Well, me and my oldest son, Cameron, built it. So me and Cameron are both kind of gearheads, and we wanted to have a lift for cars. And so we built this around being able to put a lift in so we could do oil changes and all that.
You said you've had a full-size truck on this, right?
Yeah, I had a Ram 2500 Cummins on the lift. It's an 11,000 pound lift, handles it really well.
For someone who hasn't watched the video, like, what do you think this building cost you to put up?
About right at 20,000. I think with the lift, we had like 22,000 in the whole project. Electrical, excavation work, and we did almost everything ourselves.
So focusing on equipment, we've got the Kubota Sidekick XG850. Now, you bought this yourself. That's not sponsored.
I did. I've had this for almost 3 years now, and I have had almost no issues with it. It's a workhorse. It's a great machine.
One thing on my shop, this is the same foam on my shop, and it looks so much nicer in here because he put the white side out, and I've got the foil side out.
Yeah, I don't even know which way it's supposed to be, but I wanted the brightness, so I was like, I'll just turn the white side out.
So you went with the roll-up doors. Is that because they were more cost-effective?
I didn't want the door overhead blocking my height for putting vehicles in the air, and also I found these three on Marketplace for $300 a piece.
And then he's also got the Bighorn. This is a different Bighorn than I've got. It's a 450 Pro Max. It's got the bigger bed on it with the fold-down sides, so just a different model.
I think the one thing I like the most about this is it's got those little toolboxes beside the bed.
Oh,
so you can fill those up. It's got a little knob on there to lock it.
Oh, I see. Nice. All right, so I think we're going to jump in these side-by-sides and run up the hill and check out some of the other equipment. So I chat with Lucas all the time, and he's telling me, you won't believe what this operator did, taking his excavator straight up a cliff. And I'm like, yeah. No big deal. I didn't think much of it until I got here. This is unbelievable. So the meter is over there, and this is where the water line runs straight up that cliff. I don't know what it looks like on camera, but it's a vertical wall. I would have told you, and I've seen all the crazy operators going down on the side of a cliff, literally. Yeah. I would have said nobody is going to bury something down that. So if you want to see that being done, he just published a video on it in the last week or so.
Yeah. So when we first moved here, there was actually like no access to the property back there. This was kind of an estate. It had sat empty for a couple of years, and the kids that were selling it didn't even know where the property lines were. And there was a little like goat trail or deer trail that started over there where the road is and went up this hill, but it was covered in briars. And it was so thick that when I took the boys to check out this property to see if we wanted to buy it, Caden came back crying because he was covered in briars and burrs, and it was just a grown-up mess. And we had this barn over here, and the house was all that was on this property. And they both needed roofs. The house we gutted and totally renovated. I'm afraid of heights, and I needed to put a roof on this garage, so I added the wings on the side for storage, but I really just added them so I could stand on those and do the work on the upper roof. It's just how I could get it done, you know?
Awesome. So the most of what we're going to show you is straight that way, but because of the way this terrain is, it has to have switchbacks in it. It has to wrap around, or you couldn't go straight up it.
I try to tell everybody how big of a hill we've got, but yeah, you can't see it on camera.
Lucas was telling me that his wife was afraid to drive up this and such vehicle couldn't go up it. And I was like, that doesn't sound right. I saw it in your video. It looks like a highway, and it's still narrow. It's steep. It's kind of treacherous, and the side-by-side will only go up it in low gear. This is Lucas's sawmill shed that he started building a little bit after I built mine, and I'll be done probably any day now with mine. Lucas has a similar sawmill to mine. This is the 32-inch Mech Maxx. Now, is the throat's not actually 32-inch on it?
No, I think it's 27.
Yeah, whereas mine is a 30-inch cut. It's a 30-inch throat. But these mills are very similar in that he even demonstrated that you could take the bunks off of this mill, or if there were like a parts shortage on one of them, you could get replacement parts almost between the two brands.
Yeah. So we got a cant on here that's Cameron's working on building himself a deck, and so when he gets time, he comes up and mills a few boards.
So you've been running this Mech Maxx equipment for a long time,
yeah.
And I'm making videos about it, and I'm saying, man, this Mech Maxx stuff, it seems like such a good value for what you're paying for it, but I've only got a couple hours on it. But you've ran the heck out of this sawmill, like.
Yeah, I milled everything, all the siding on this building. I milled almost all the lumber except my posts on the equipment shed back there.
Now, you haven't had power up this hill. So is
Right.
this running off a power station?
Yeah, I have a power station with one of those portable solar panels that I mounted permanently on the roof, and it stays charged, and I've got lights. And
So a lot of people say, you know, these power stations are too expensive, but man, if this is your only power up here and it reliably runs it, that's a good use for them.
especially on days like today when you're trying to film a video, it's so dark underneath this roof, but we've got good light.
All right, so he's got a bucking table, looks a lot like mine.
Is yours piled high?
Nope, I don't saw enough to keep it piled high.
This is what happens when you let your son use your sawmill. I'm blaming him.
So then we got the split fire that you use for firewood.
Yeah, the 2265.
I've got a chance to run this before, and I was really impressed with it, as that this is maybe pushing the limits on the price of being a homeowner splitter, but compared to the commercial splitters like the one I've got, you know, this is a third or a fourth of the price. And I was pretty impressed with the speed on it.
It's one of the fastest splitters you can get, and because it splits in both directions, it's perfect for cutting up slabs like I'm doing. You have your larger slabs, you can just bust through them really quick.
So the running joke within the YouTube tractor community is that I'm the guy who starts the projects and doesn't finish them. You guys give me all those comments, and I get here, and Lucas's reputation is that he busts out all these building projects, and I come, and he built this a long time ago. I saw the videos. There's no roof over here.
How you going to do a guy this way? Look, when I run my own channel, I can keep some of this stuff off of the video so nobody really knows what's going on.
Yeah, this side's ventilated. That was part of the
It's
plan,
open
right?
open air concept.
So we both got the Baumolite mini skid. You've seen that mini skid a lot, but this is something I've never seen in person, and I'm trying to figure out. It's called a mini dumper, and it looks like it's built on the same frame but it's got a gas engine and there's some differences.
Yeah, I mean, you can even put the larger tracks that the mini skid steer has on it, and it's about as capable in terms of speed and how much it will haul, but you can put almost a full yard of dirt in this, or a half a yard of liquid like concrete. It's pretty handy.
So I'm always looking at different options and having that conversation. When you've got a piece of property that's 20, 30, 40 acres, how are you going to move a bunch of dirt from here to there, a bunch of rocks, whatever? And I've got the little mini dumper, and I've got the dump trailer for the side-by-side, but this, man, it's an integrated option. Have you got to use it much yet?
We moved about 30 yards of dirt, which, if you know dirt, that's quite a bit of dirt for small machines. We used the mini skid steer to load it all, and we brought up behind my house where you couldn't get the big equipment. We raised it almost 2 feet, 16 or 18 inches, the whole 52-foot length of the house.
I did a long series comparing every possible version of a 50 to 60 horsepower hydrostatic tractor. I reviewed every single one of them, and at the end of them, I said my pick for price and value and what it can do is a TYM 574. They've done some pricing changes, and I learned more about the axles on this and a few differences. And there are things that I would nitpick about the other one being better, but I've changed my mind right now. If I had to buy a tractor this size, I would buy the TYM 4820, which used to be a Branson model.
I've been really happy with this tractor. It's very capable. It's got a good, dependable engine. I've not had any problems with it, and it's stout.
I did not like the hydrostatic pedal, and I did not like that you can't raise and lower the 3-point from off the tractor. But both of those things are fixable. So this 3-point lever is made by the Tractor Yard, which is my local dealership, and they've solved that problem. And then the other problem Lucas has shown in a video, there's a simple adjustment that takes the tension off and makes those pedals a little easier to operate. So how many hours you got on the tractor?
110. Yeah. And I've had it about a year.
And no problems?
Nope, none at all. Well, I created one of my own problems using this mulcher. I backed over a big log, and it knocked one of the hydraulic hoses loose underneath. And so we're going to show you how we fix that here pretty soon. But yeah, I did lose a bunch of fluid.
One thing a lot of people comment on is that there's not a 1/4 of an inch. There's maybe 1/8 of an inch between his fenders and his tires. But a tractor doesn't have suspension.
Yeah.
It doesn't, that distance does not fluctuate.
Right.
And this is not the stock tire. This is the same tire that's on my tractor, which is about 1.5 inches to 2 inches bigger than the stock tire on this model. But at any dealership, you can say, I want my 4820 with this tire, and they'll put it on for you.
Yeah, and it is actually the same tire combo they put on the bad boy version of this, which is the same tractor. So, you know, a lot of people comment, well, what about the 4-wheel drive ratio? But they've got a match to the front tires, so this is a set that you can get as an option.
Out of any tractor attachment that I've not got the opportunity to run, or anything I have run, the most radical thing, actually I did run one of these once at Tony's house, Tony's Tractor Adventure. I got to run one for about 5 minutes. But the actual mulching head on a tractor is something I've always wanted to do. Now, you got a bunch of videos doing this, but what do you think about running a mulcher on a machine this size?
So it is handy for the right purpose, but it is also pretty hard on the machine. Like, you need to watch where you're going. You can get into big stumps and big logs that will just stop the machine in its tracks.
Mm-hmm. And you need to really ease into it,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so these are like stump grinder teeth, basically. I thought that this kind of machine had a big, like, square carbide head, but they're these small round heads. So then we've got the Easton-made grapple, the same one I have. Thing's absolutely bulletproof. He's got the same Baumolite auger also. I think an auger on a hydraulically controlled auger on any piece of equipment is a better option, because you can reverse it and you can put down pressure. This video wouldn't be complete without getting the star of Peek's Peak on camera.
Hello,
Who's this guy?
Caden.
11-year-old equipment operator. I've been seeing if he's available for hire if I need any excavating done.
This is the Splitfire 4003 wood chipper, and this is one of the best gravity-fed chippers I have ever seen in operation. It's pretty stout, but because the drum is set up the way that it is, it really pulls the brush in. It does a great job.
Yeah, I've not got to use one, but I've looked at them a few times and thought, man, that design is not like anything else on the market, that big vertical open design like that.
Those guys at Splitfire, they think outside the box, just like with their two-way splitter. They're always designing things that are a little bit different than you can get from anywhere else.
Okay, now this is getting a little bit boring, Lucas. You got everything the same as I got. I got that exact same chipper. I was really
Yeah, but I bet you didn't do this to yours. So there was a hose here that goes to nowhere, and the instructions didn't tell me what to do with it. So I pinched it off and put a zip tie because I thought, well, it looks like it comes right out of the bottom of the tank, and I don't want my fuel to leak out. Didn't think anything else about it until it got really hot this summer, and I came up here, my tank was collapsed. So that's the vent.
It has a vent out the bottom. And then you got Mech Maxx walk behind trencher and a walk behind stump grinder.
Yeah.
Pretty radical. Do you know what kind of price range these are in?
Somewhere around 1,500 or so.
So I'm going to let Lucas tell the majority of this story, but I got to tell the story of his house from my perspective. Is a little while back, he's very casually mentioned, you know, at some point we're thinking we might put a house on top of the hill. And then like he built it in the next 6 weeks. It's unbelievable. He's built this entire thing basically himself just by working out here solo. It's very impressive. So, and this is also a sneak peek. If you're a regular Peaks Peak viewer, his videos are like a week or 2 weeks behind. So we're going to see parts of this that he hasn't shown how he did it yet.
Yeah, so it's more like 6 months. In April of this year, this ground was still completely covered in trees. But it's kind of how I do things. When I get an idea in my head, if I decide that it's feasible, then I just jump in with both feet and figure it out as I go. And so that's what we've done.
Now, I said whenever I pulled up to this, my thought was if he had told me he was going to make his house have black siding and a copper roof, I said, I don't know about that. But man, it looks sharp when you come up over the hill.
I'll tell you what, a viewer is what convinced me to do this. I was talking about doing black siding and black roof, but I was kind of having a problem with putting a black roof on with the heat. And I mentioned it in a video. Well, I had a viewer send me an email with a picture of his garage that was black and copper, and I was just blown away by how good it looked together.
It's an awesome porch, man. I'm loving this.
We call this the Cracker Barrel porch.
The whole house is setting on a slab, or the porch is just a slab?
No, just the porch.
And
We've got a block foundation. Yeah.
You did this concrete work yourself.
Yeah, me and the boys did this.
And I can tell.
Yeah, I mean, you can. But, you know, it's part of the memories and part of saving money. And that's kind of how I am. If I can do it good enough to suit myself, then I'll do it. I'm not going to hire it out to somebody else because, yeah, this is not a professional finish. But, you know, we used a broom on it and brushed it up, and it's going to work.
And every inch of this build, you can watch, you know, the full videos on his channel from digging the first trench for the foundation to where they're at now. And so this is a small house today, but you're building it with the ability to kind of add on and things like that.
Yeah, so it's 16 by 52. And the idea was we want to pay for this as we build. And so the bigger I go, the more it's going to cost to finish out. But we want to get moved into it as quick as we can. So I decided to go with just the small square footage to begin with, and I designed it with a door on the end so that we can add a garage and then put some more living space in that garage too.
Very cool. Got the double back door here with the view down the hill. You need another pond. We're going to go see his pond soon. You need another pond right down there that you can see from the back door.
Absolutely. I used to actually hang my climber tree stand on the tree that's just like 10 feet out the back door here.
So he built this and said when he got done, he was disappointed because the roof was 3 millimeters out of square. Is that the case?
The front porch was a 1/4 inch out of square. The house roof came out dead perfect. It's like the first time I've ever built anything that came out right on.
So if you want to see sketchy, this entire wall, did you put this up in one piece or two?
No, it was 2 pieces. We put this wall up just past this doorway is where we tied it together. But like,
what's the 14 foot or something?
Yeah, it's 14 foot.
So if you want to see sketchy, Lucas didn't wait for help or call a couple guys. he rigged this up and walked it up, and he moving these braces and pulling it with the tractor, and quite an ordeal on that video. So are you doing styrofoam or fiberglass insulation? Or are you doing blow-in? Or?
I have not decided for sure. I have set it up so that I can do spray foam, but I don't know if I can afford it or not. So I'll get prices and kind of decide after that.
Literally not even going to walk over there because of the mud. But I've shown a bunch of different dump trailers, including my full-size one. But that is a Mech Maxx dump trailer that runs off tractor hydraulics.
Yeah.
And he's also rigged it up where you can run it off of a side-by-side with a separate hydraulic pump.
Yeah, I got a hydraulic pump from Vivor that runs off a deep cycle battery so that I can use it with anything.
And those are a stout dump trailer. That can help. How much weight can that handle?
I want to say 2 tons, and I loaded it with every bit of that, and it lifted it just fine.
So Brad from Piney Grove has one made by Summit also. And I've watched him use it a lot, and I think that might be about the most efficient way to move material around your property. Back before he saw the light of saving a few dollars, Lucas was a Kubota man. He's got all these Land Pride attachments, but that Mech Maxx orange of that 3-point backhoe fits right in. You still got the BX?
Oh, yeah.
He built this channel off a Kubota BX.
Yeah, still love it, too.
Yeah. And not a thing in the world wrong with the Kubota tractor, except sometimes the price tag. Are we going this way, or where is it at?
Yeah. Yeah, forget you don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want you to go see the yellow sign there.
Yeah.
Follow that into the woods.
Well, I didn't know you had all this back here in the woods. I think if I was Caden, I'd be building a fort back here.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course, he's building real structures with you.
I got half a moonshine jug over there sitting on a stump. You know, they tell me back in the day that one of the highest producing moonshine stills in Kentucky was on this property.
Ought to bring it back. Lucas doesn't drink. Oh, that's a beaut, Clark. We're getting a slow reveal as we come over the hill.
You can pull wherever you want. You can park up here, pull down there by the water, whatever you want to do.
Well, I tell you, that's a perfect place for a cabin. So this is exactly the same as I said about the house. Every bit of building this cabin happened, what, 2 years ago now?
Might have been, yeah, a little over 2 years. Caden was 8 when we started it.
And every inch of it, every step of it is on the YouTube channel.
Now, it's a little messy because we haven't been in here in a little bit.
All right, we got a loft up there, a couple mattresses, and a wood stove. This is when you make the wrong joke in front of your wife, you get to come out here for the night.
Yeah, but it's a pretty comfortable place to stay.
And once again, like with this hill and this terrain, you're not running power out here without spending a fortune. That's where this is like a permanent use setup, and that's going to be worth the money because there's no other way to get power out here.
Yeah.
And you have it wired in where plugging those cords in gives you power to these outlets.
Yeah.
And your lights are on a switch.
Yeah.
So for being out here every once in a while, it's like you've got full power.
Yeah, so I just did my wiring into these extension cords that I can plug in here. One's for the outlets, one for the lights.
It's exactly what I did in the Quonset hut.
Yeah.
And all of this lumber, or 90% of this lumber, came off of your sawmill, right?
Yeah,
So like these are bought in boards, but mostly
yeah, we
everything
did
else
the main framing with just, you know, timber lumber from Lowe's. But all of the deck boards, the wall boards, the board and batten, the poplar board and batten on the outside I bought from the guys across the road at the log yard to get started. And then I had a huge red oak tree fall in my field. So my buddy brought over his Woodland Mills sawmill on a trailer, and we milled it up, and that's what all the siding inside here is.
Oh, look at that elevated front porch. You have a bad day at work, you come down here and say, I'm just going to forget that exists.
Yep.
Caden's fishing right now. So that's your pond's a little smaller than I thought. It's probably of an acre or something.
It's, yeah, and it's a lot smaller because it's down about 5 feet.
Yeah, there's the overflows. So a pond, it would look totally different in the wet season.
Yeah.
You got a little bench down there. You guys had this dug too, didn't you?
Yeah. When the first summer that we were here, we had JD, the guy having to do all my excavating. He came in and dug this pond, and it's the best $9,000 I ever spent.
And it looks like the biggest part, like you already are at the bottom of a hill, but that dam had to be built.
Yeah.
And then you can drive across that, and that's still your property up there?
Yeah, so we go on up the hill probably another 200 yards. We've also got albino catfish in there. And I keep telling everybody that comes and fishes here, I say, I will give, it started out a $50 reward. I would give them $50 worth of fishing gear if they caught one. Well, I've upped it to 100 because it's been 4 years and nobody's caught one yet.
I'll have to bring my grandson. We didn't know we had any big catfish until he got a 20-pounder.
Oh, man, that's nice.
Yeah, it's 7 years old. A 20-pound catfish might as well be a whale.
Yeah, almost his weight.
All right, so that's Peek's Peak. And there's a lot more of it. If you want to see, I don't know, roughly 1,000 videos, you can go to his channel. And it's been a lot of fun getting down here and seeing how much different all this looks in person. So I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, had a good time, man. I'm glad you came.
I appreciate you guys taking time to watch the video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.